Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of What's Happening Now. As always, remember to like, comment, and share on this broadcast live, as there could be some information not only useful to yourself, but to those friends and family. So tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by Hello Guest Screen. Hello Guest Screen offers an easy way to personalize your Airbnb properties, TV screens with custom images and dynamic calendar-driven guest information with all the essentials, informations for them upon arrival. We use Hello Guest Screen here at CNI Solutions on many different occasions. Whenever I'm having special events, I'll have that screen set up in the background with the name of that event and what's happening, what's going on with it. So tonight, I have a really, really special guest that I'm proud to introduce to you all, because this is somebody who I've met along the trail. And I tell you, when I tell you this young lady is dynamic, she is dynamic. I want to introduce to you Miss Jila. Josiah Poe, who is a CEO and entrepreneur for Relaxation Creations. So Josiah, welcome. Tell us a little bit about how you got started.
Yeah, so when I was 10, so around about 2020, I was sitting in my room wondering, we have a lot of free time during this lockdown, so what should I do? And I was brought to the idea that, hey, maybe you should start making some soaps. So that's how I started. I started off with simply glycerin soaps, which are melt and pour. And everything just took off from there.
So at 10 years old, you were sitting there saying to yourself, you know what? I am bored. I need something to do. And I needed to be something productive, not mischievous, but something that's going to benefit me and my family in the long run. And you came up with the idea of making some soaps. That is awesome. So what is that like? How did that transpire? How did friends and family get involved, or are they involved?
Yeah, so I have a lot of people involved. I have my mom, my friend Lily, and my grandma for the main part. My friend Lily, she helps me out a lot with everything pretty much. She helps me um, draft out soap ideas. She helps me draft out scents that I should use and things. And she helps with pop-up shops and everything. And I'm so thankful for her. And then my grandma comes down all the way from Mobile just to come see me and support me through everything that I do.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So is soaps the only thing that you're dealing with right now, or are you looking to expand from going into body creams or lip glosses or anything like that? Any type of body care products?
So far, I actually make more than soaps. I make lotion balms, so they're in a lips lips gloss container type
Okay.
deal. I also make sugar scrubs for exfoliating, body butters as well, and also I make candles.
Wow. So you did all this from thinking about sitting there, I'm bored, I need to expand, I need to exercise my mind, and you went into all of that.
Yes.
That is amazing. So where right now, if somebody wanted to purchase any of your products, how can they get to you? How can they purchase a product from you?
At this time, you can go to our Instagram page, which is listed below, and just send us a message and about what would you like, or do you have any ideas, and everything will go off from there.
Okay. So, with my entrepreneur class, when we teach our entrepreneur class, one of the things we talk about is a day in a life, right? And that day in a life, it talks about how do you manage your time in a 24-hour day? You're 15 years old, you're an entrepreneur, and you go to school. How is everything being managed to maintain your business?
So, like usual, every day I go to school, get schoolwork done, and then when I come home, I make sure to get all my schoolwork done before I start going off with my business. Because although I love my business so much, I also have to keep my grades up and things. But with that, I make sure that I understand everything, and then I go off to my business. I make sure to have everything out when I come home, and then focus on my schoolwork so I just can get everything done.
So you said something very profound there. You said I have to make sure that I maintain my grades. Has mom ever put a stipulation on you? Said, hey, if those grades drop, the business stops. Well, I kind of rhymed there, didn't I? Well, if those grades drop, the business stops. But has she ever put anything like that on you to where you have to maintain focus on those grades so you can continue your business?
Yes, in some ways she definitely does that, but I mean, it's only natural because it's my business, and it's also school. School is very important, and I
Right.
have to get through it. So I totally understand why she would do that.
That is awesome. So, uh, has at any time since you were 10 to now, at 15 years old, did you ever say, you know what, I can't do this no more, mom? It's too stressful. Did you ever get that feeling to come over you?
Yes, I have had that feeling in the past. I felt like it was getting too hard with the balance of school and
Mm-hmm.
then my business. But my mom was there to just give me reassurance and tell me that you can do anything you put your mind to.
Yes, yes. I love that. I love that. There's a thing that we always say that uh, entrepreneurs do what others won't so that we can live the lives that others can't. You know what I mean? So we're willing to put in that work. We're willing to put in that time so that we can have the lives that we want that the others cannot do because they don't want to put in that time, don't want to put in work. One of the things we talk about a lot of times is we talk about the best advice anybody's ever given you. And one of the things I say to our classes all the time is no one never sees where you come from. They only see where you're at. So all your friends right now, they only see the glorious part of what Miss Poe has been able to accomplish. They only get to see your products being sold in different businesses and online, but they didn't see you grinding all the way to 11 o'clock at night, formulating different smells and soaps and testing and having somebody say, oh, no, don't use that. Oh, that's a good one. Or that's a bad one. They didn't get to see all that. They only see the end product right now. So I say that to tell you, don't worry about what others are saying. And we like to say in the entrepreneur world, mind your business, right? That's what we say all the time. Mind your business. Don't mind my business. Mind your business. And that's a good thing that we like to say because when you mind your business is going to grow and do great things, right? So talk to me a little bit about this family tree. Your mother and I, we had a conversation and we was talking and it was really deep. So I understand that you actually come from a long line of entrepreneurs, gone all the way back to a great grandparents who started a pallet factory like this, and even your dad and mom are entrepreneurs. Tell us a little bit about dad and mom. What is it that they're doing?
So my dad, he has a business called Meaningful Measures. He visits schools and facilities and places to give motivational speeches to those who need it or those who like just have struggles, and he gives them reassurance that you can do anything you put your mind to.
Right.
And my mom, she has a business of called Spotted Purple Designs, and she creates shirts and she decorates cups and things like that.
That is awesome. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, viewers out there who are viewing, this is living proof that you're never too young to start a business. And you're never too young to have a positive attitude about something. This young lady started at 10 years old. And we're only at 15, and she's got many, many more years to come. And I can foresee her coming up with bigger and brighter ideas as life goes on to continue her journey in entrepreneurship. You know, so any siblings, any cousins, anybody else in entrepreneurship?
Um, Not at the moment, but I will say that when growing up, me and my cousins really enjoyed pets and things and tried to create our own pet business. And my cousin Tyrone, he had a cake baking business.
Okay.
So we all are linked in that.
Wow, that is awesome. It's rare that you find so many family members embedded in entrepreneurship. You know, they got that rhythm going where everybody's doing something in the family, cousins, uncle, grandparents, mom, dad. You know, that's really, really rare. Normally it's just one person and they're out there on that island all by themselves, and the rest of family members don't understand what they're doing, don't understand what's going on. But you are blessed to be around a whole bunch of people who do understand and who can support you and who will support you. I love that. I love that. You know, and speaking of support, how does your friends at school support you?
A lot of my friends, especially those who have my color guard class with me, come out to all of my events, buy and support me. They make sure to share that where I am and what I'm doing, and they try all of my products and are so amazed by them. They love them so much, and just they love supporting me.
Okay, so we got a statement up here from one of the viewers. She says such an inspirational to other young girls. Keep shining bright and doing what you're doing. I can't agree with you more because you are such an inspiration. Because you don't get too many young ladies such as yourself who are active in school, who is active in running a business, and it's just an all around bright shining star to people around you. Because when I first met y'all down there at the Orion, you lit up. You lit up when you started to talk about your soaps, and you was like, and you could tell that it was in you, and you was just glowing from all of that, and that can be contagious, right? Because when other people see you, or especially other young people see what you're doing and see how successful you are, you can inspire them to want to start to do something as well. And then that's how we create this ecosystem in our community to be able to build amongst ourselves, and we can keep that dollar circulating from each other, right? So that is awesome. Got a question here. She says, do others in your friend group come to you or advise on starting their own business? Huh.
Yes, so a lot of my friends have been thinking about creating their own business. They like asking, how did you create your business, or what did you start off from? They like to ask me, what should I do when this happened or this happened, and I give them great advice. They just, I mean, I'm happy to be able to like help support them in creating their own business.
That's awesome. You know, one of the things I want to ask you about, talk to me about what was the situation or deal with passports. You know, I don't hear many, teenagers talking about a passport. What was the obsession why you needed to get a passport?
So when I was a bit younger, it was before I started creating soaps. Me and my cousins really wanted to get some passports. We wanted to go travel because we all love traveling and we love anime as well. So we wanted to go to Japan and go to conventions and places like that. So we, like I said before, came up with the idea to have like a dog washing business so we can pay for our passports.
That is awesome, man. I love that. I love that. Don't give up on that dream. Don't give up on that dream. Remember what we talked about earlier. Dreams without goals are what? Just dreams, right? And you want to make those dreams come true. So start setting those milestones, start putting goals in place that you need to reach so you can achieve that dream. Because I want to see you traveling to Japan and send them back postcards to see our solution. Say, hey, Mr. Fry, look, we're over here now. And you're only at the age of 18, 19. That's what I want to see. like this. Don't wait till I'm 89 years old and you're 40. Talk about, hey, Mr. Fry, look, I finally made it to Japan. We don't want that. We want you to do it while you're young. But that is awesome. I love that. So you're doing, you got you got soaps, you have lotions, you have candles, right? So talk to me a little bit about these candles, because I didn't hear about candles before.
My candles, I started them up recently, more like I'd say about a year or two ago. Um, I loved candles also. I just love things that smell good. So I started up candles because I know my mom loves candles as well. My dad loves candles, and I know people love candles.
Yes, people love candles. Yes.
So I started up my candles to just produce to everyone's love for them.
Right.
So yeah.
And the crazy thing is, you say it as if you're already 25 and it was that when you was 23 you decided to do candles. You're talking about you was 13 and you said, you know what, I'm gonna start candles now. That your intellectual mindset of thinking forward is unreal, and I love that about you. I love that. We got another question here. It says, what would you say is the most important thing you've learned being a business owner? What advice would you give to other young people who may want to start their own business? What do you say to that?
I think the most important thing that I've learned about being a business owner is that no matter what you go through, you have to keep pushing forward because there's always going to be obstacles. There's always going to be a test that's coming up this week, and you're just really stressed out about it. There's always going to be something that's going to be in the way, but just keep pushing because at the end of the day, you're probably most likely going to get an A on that test, and your business is going to keep thriving the way it is now.
I tell you what, viewers, I like how she said you're most likely going to get an A. She didn't say most likely fail. She didn't say most likely be able to pass it. She said most likely get an A. That is awesome. So tell me something. What makes your soaps, your candles, your balms different from everybody else out there in the world who's doing them? You know, why should Charles buy your soaps and balms when I can go buy them from, you know, Kelly down the street or Eric up on the mountain who's making them? What makes yours different?
My products are different than anyone else's because they're homemade with love and just family around them. You can, even when you buy one of my soaps, you can feel like the sense, oh my gosh, this came from like a loving family.
I love that. I love that.
And they're all natural. They use materials that are just, they're not harming to your body and that are very good for your skin. And yeah, I use scents that make you feel like, oh my gosh, wait, I smelled this when I was like 3 years old and I've been looking for this for so long. So
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you do a lot of expos, you know, in the community, like you're here in the Huntsville area? Where can a lot of people in the Huntsville area go to see you to where they can be able to purchase some of your products?
I do a lot of expos and pop-up shops. I'm definitely getting way more out there. It's towards the end of the year of 2025. Our past one, the Bold Market at the Orion, you could have seen me there. One that I know I'm going to be coming up to is a Christmas themed one.
Okay.
That it's for child entrepreneurs like myself. We went to a past one before the Bold Market, and there's a lot of kids there around my age and younger who are starting businesses just like me and many others. You can see me places like there, or yeah, plus
So,
everywhere.
you know, I tell you what, and those who are viewing, I want y'all to hear this so y'all can be witness to this. I want to put you in my next entrepreneur class on CNI Solutions. And I say that with conviction because, for one, I had a young lady that was in my previous class. She's 16, and she started a business that's dealing with mental health for young adults like yourself, an app that you can actually go on. And to hear that you've been so involved with this since you was 10, that's telling me you're committed. That's telling me you want this. And what I want to do is I want to give you the business structure that you need so that you can make your business a full success. Okay. So we're going to put you in our next class. You have a seat with us. All right. That is awesome. So, fellas, ladies, gentlemen, those who are viewing, please take time to share this broadcast live with somebody who can use this information that this young lady has, because starting a business at 10 years old is unheard of to me, because I'm going to tell you what I was doing at 10 years old. I was outside playing in the mud with my Matchbox cars. I was in the house getting up, tracking up the dirty floor, and my mom getting mad at me like, boy, what are you doing in here? Get back outside. That's what I was doing. Not at one time was I thinking about entrepreneurship, let alone learning how to spell entrepreneur, where this young lady was saying, I need to take advantage of this downtime during COVID, and said, I need to be active with my business. I need to be active with my mind and starting something. And I think that is phenomenal across the board. And I think if more young people heard this message that she has to hear, it can inspire others to do the same and get started. Because it just goes to show it's not about having a handout, but it's all about being dedicated and motivated to get it done. And that's what I love about it. And I love what you're doing. And I love the whole family aspect of you guys being entrepreneurs and having the support of your mom saying, hey, you're not quitting now. Get back up and get back in that race and keep doing it. You know, there's a movie out, not a movie, but a lecture that Mr. Denzel Washington gave years back. And one of the things he talked about is don't fall backwards, fall forward, right? You know, you want to fall forward. Don't say, well, if making these soaps don't work, well, there's always college. I'll fall back on that. No, you want to fall forward. If making these soaps don't work, keep trying something else until it does work. You know, we think about all the great inventors of this time. Thomas Edison with the light bulb. You know, he tried the light bulb 1,000 times and failed until the 1,001 time it worked. And no one knows about the 1,000 failures. They just know about the one time it worked. All right. So you just got to keep that in mind. You got to keep going forward like this. Don't let progress, you know, stay behind you. Let it stay in front of you. Let it stay in front of you and you keep moving. I love that. So is there anything that you would like to share with our audience, you know, before we close?
I just would like to say that no matter what age you are, you could be 70, you could be 10, you could be 5, it doesn't matter. Just keep trying. If you have a dream, then set to it, because at the end of the day, it's a dream, but you can also make it a goal. So things can go your way if you try to make it go your way. So, yeah.
Outstanding. I love it. I love it. Folks, those who are viewing, hey, it doesn't get any better than this. By all means, please share this. Coming up with CNI Solutions, we finished our last Drake class. The graduates, that class was beautiful. A lot of great things. A lot of STEM-related businesses are going to get started here in the Huntsville area. We plan to start our next class. We'll go ahead and put that out and let you guys know when it's going to start. It is still going to be a hybrid in-house class. So we'll do both Zoom and in-house. We really would like to have you in-house because we feel like you get better learning when you come to class, right? So as always, remember, ladies and gentlemen, your yesterday is not your today, and your today is not your tomorrow. Have a good night.